Yo, what's up, everybody? Good morning. This is my Bitcoin update. So, I've had quite a few people that have been reaching out to me since last night and this morning because I've been following a trend as well myself. I keep educating myself in everything that is happening when it comes to Bitcoin. Trying to educate myself even more on a daily basis. But let's get straight to it. All right, so check this out. Bitcoin. Right now, there's going to end up being a major surge. Today is the day to buy. So if somebody's looking like, damn, like with all these peaks, when is it a good time to buy? Today is one of those buy days. Everything is dropping in value, but there's for one reason and one reason only. There is a cryptocurrency that is called Ripple. Its code name is XRP for its little symbolic symbol. But anyways, with Ripple, it is going to impact the cryptocurrency tremendously. It might even dominate Bitcoin in the long run. So I've been getting a lot of questions right now in regards to why is Ripple so important. Look, if you guys haven't checked it out, go to ripple.com. You can find everything about them. But here, I'm going to put it to you in short. Within this last week, they have partnered with American Express. They have partnered with Citibank. They have partnered with Uber. And there's tons of other partnerships to be announced. And now, Coinbase being the #1 cryptocurrency exchange system in the United States, which they exchange the top three, which is Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin. They will be making an announcement tomorrow, Ripple will, where they supposedly, it's not set in stone, but too much leaked information has already happened, to where Ripple is going to be getting added to the Coinbase database. Meaning that right now you can still buy Ripple for less than $1. I think it's standing at 94 cents. I bought them like less than 48 hours ago for 26 cents a piece. Now they're at 94 cents. I've already doubled my money on everything that I've invested when it comes to Ripple. Now, a lot of you guys are probably like, what? This is stupid. It's a phase. No, once again, to reiterate, cryptocurrency is it's a currency. It's not a stock, it's a currency. So it's no different than you going to go exchange $1 for pesos. But all of a sudden the pesos become more valuable, so thereby your dollar's not going to get you 17 pesos. You're going to take $5 to be able to get 17 pesos. You get what I'm saying? So that's essentially what's happening. Now the difference with Ripple, to kind of explain to people like, well, why is it different? Why is it more valuable? Why is it going to have a better impact on everything? It's because the Ripple protocol has a much more adaptive system, to where it's not trying to be different and completely different from the systems that we already have. It's a system that is right in the middle when it comes to cryptocurrency. So imagine this way, okay? Like American Express, what they're doing. So for American Express, whenever you go use your American Express credit card and you're going to a shop, right? As long as they take American Express, it's going to work, right? If it doesn't take American Express, then you can't use your American Express card there, okay? Same thing with Visa, MasterCard. You know, everywhere everyone uses Visa and MasterCard, right? Because it's a protocol that it's already been utilized and established. But some places don't have MasterCard, it's just Visa, and vice versa. It's very scarce, but at the same time, you know, it's a protocol of how those systems work. Now, American Express signed up with Ripple to use the Ripple Net system. Okay, so essentially what's happening is that whenever you end up using your American Express card, the way that it's going to exchange money from the American Express card to the merchant, it's going to be through the Ripple Net protocol using cryptocurrency. So you get where I'm going with this? It's being adapted into what we already have in place and slowly making that transition. So Ripple is first of its kind to really, really get in there and to do that. And by establishing the contracts that they've already done with Uber, American Express, Citibank, the list goes on, because it's, once again, it's a worldwide. So there's tons of banks worldwide that are adopting this. And here's the big kicker too, for all of you guys that are watching. Ripple Korea has bought 1.7 billion coins in Ripple within the last 24 hours. That's what's created a huge spike, where we just doubled, you know, what it was originally selling for 48 hours ago. All right. So with that said, for any of you guys, I mean, understand what cryptocurrency is. Don't knock on it unless you know what it is. It's not a mirage, it's not a phase, it's not a fad. Even Ty Lopez has already came out to say, even Grant Cardone, even though he wants you to invest in his program and everything, the guy's smart, the guy's brilliant and everything, he's even making money off of Bitcoin. He said that 3 years or a couple years ago, he got paid $50,000 in cryptocurrency. He withdrew $10,000 of those and left $40,000 in the cryptocurrency exchange system, and guess what it's worth now? $950K. Okay, so it's not bullshit. It's not a fad. People are making money off of this, and the people that are making a lot of money off of this are encouraging people to look elsewhere, so that way they can keep, you know, buying up all the coins and everything. Because once again, the difference between cryptocurrency and the US dollar or any other country monetary system is they can keep making more of it. Okay, that's kind of why cryptocurrency got involved or got created, was that you establish an X amount of cryptocurrency and then that's it, done, no more. There's no more of it. No castle serves. A bubble? I don't think so. I think right now it's one of those things, Ty Lopez said it best, that somebody once upon a time told him, you know, don't be the first one in, but at the same time, don't be the last one. Okay, you want to be right in the middle. And right now is that right in the middle point. Because cryptocurrency is still finding its place in the world. Okay, so it's very volatile right now. Yes, it's going up. One day you'll make 1,000, and then the next day you'll lose 1,000. So you know it's very scary. A lot of people don't have a whole lot of money. I started with $50, and then I went into $150, and now that $150 has like quadrupled. Okay, and then I've taken that and I've reinvested it into even more, and now I've doubled that. Okay, so I hope you guys are understanding where the potential is on this, but you have to understand it to be able to know what you're doing. Because you can't just go in there blindly and be like, hey, I'm just going to, you know, it's just as simple as exchanging. It's really not, because if you're going to exchange, then yeah, hold. Buy and hold, forget about it. Okay, just buy, hold, forget about it. But if you want to continue to grow that money even faster, then you want to know where you're going to move it. Essentially, what everybody's becoming right now that you're seeing all this hype about is people are becoming day traders. Like literally, like Wall Street kind, but from your desk, okay? That's what the system looks like. From your computer, you can literally transfer your funds from one location to another on the exchange system, so that way you can reinvest. Now you got Bitcoin, okay, cool. Now I'm going to use Bitcoin to buy another cryptocurrency, and then that cryptocurrency, you're going to sell it back to Bitcoin, and so on, doubling your money every single time. That's what everybody's doing. And then once you've created the value, okay, so Bitcoin now is worth this much, bam, you sell it. Once you sell it, you sell it back to US dollar. You're exchanging it back to US dollar, and next thing you know, you dump it into your bank account, and bada bing, bada boom. You just doubled your money of whatever it is that you invested in, okay? So point of this is the update for today. Tomorrow's big announcement that everybody is getting all hyped up about is for XRP. XRP is going to be making a huge announcement of what they're going to be getting into, and speculation has already kind of somewhat confirmed that they're going into the Coinbase database. If that happens tomorrow, then you're going to expect that this 94-cent per XRP coin is going to end up skyrocketing tremendously. Now, I know for some of you guys that are, okay, so what systems do you use? I use Coinbase to do instant debit, purchase of coins, and then I transfer it over to cex.io. And that's what I'm buying XRP right now, and a bunch of other cryptocurrencies as well that I've been keeping some eyes on. So those are my two. Binance is really good, but Binance has been having a lot of issues recently. But Coinbase, same thing, it's bottlenecking a lot. Coinbase is good to get your funds in and then transfer it over, because Coinbase is probably the most secure way to do it. Coinbase has got the best way, or you can just go to a Bitcoin ATM, and you can do that. Here in Sacramento, there's 3 or 4 Bitcoin ATMs. The fees are high, but if you're buying a lot, then then that's the way that you want to do it. Look, I'm not trying to get anybody to here to drink the Kool-Aid. Really, this is my own decision, and whatever you guys end up deciding to do, that's all on you. What the point of all this is that if you're going to do it safely and do it smartly, okay? It's the same concept of you going out to the bank right now and withdrawing money, right? You know, you got to keep that money safe. It's the same concept of you going to go get a new credit card. You got a new credit card, you got to keep it safe. You just don't go talking about it or anything like that, because the difference is that with cryptocurrency, you're your own bank. You're your own bank. There is no 1-800 number that in case you lose, you know, your money or whatever, that's the only flaw. But at the same time, it's not a flaw because it's not governed by anything. It's a decentralized system. Does any government back any of the cryptocurrencies? No, they don't back it because they don't control it. That's the beauty of it. They don't back it because they cannot control it, okay? You only back what you can control. I mean, you got to look at it from an investor point of view, okay? You got to look at it from an investor point of view. Would you invest in something that you can't control, that you won't have, what if I give someone $1 million right now, right? And I say, I got your back, I back you. I'm pretty sure you're going to want something in return, whether it's a percentage of the company or anything like that. That's the reason why the government is doing away. Like Alan Greenspan, Warren Buffett, they're calling it stuff that is like that I don't even think they even really truly understand. Well, honestly, they do understand what it is. I'm pretty sure they don't like it. They've already said their comments why they don't like it, and that's because everybody keeps saying like it's a tangible thing, right? Like they want a tangible thing. They want something they can feel, right? I mean, for instance, here's my lucky $2 bill. But you know how much this $2 bill is worth? Nothing. It's not worth anything. It's a note. It's a note that is by the Federal Reserve. It's a Federal Reserve note. You know how much money is in the Federal Reserve? Nothing. There's no gold. There's no silver in there. So it's really not backed by anything. It's backed by only one word: trust. That I trust that our government did that. So that's just my opinion that's based on my research, because that's an actual fact. It's not like I'm bashing on it. I still need this money to go buy groceries and stuff like that, right? So I still need it. But needless to say, though, the note, when you look at it statistically, it's nothing. But at the same time, it is something. And you know what it is? That dollar bill is cryptocurrency. It's currency. It's digital currency on a bank somewhere where I got that number from, okay? If I go deposit this right now into my bank account, it turns into digital currency to where now I can go online and then pay for it digitally, okay? If I go deposit $100 bills into a bank account right now, $3 are going to remain in there physically, supposedly, and then $97 are going to get loaned out to someone to create more money, and so on and so on. And that's been happening since the 1970s. When credit cards and everything started taking kind of like, started coming up, credit cards were never designed to be used the way that they're being used nowadays. Not for online purchases or anything, but then again, the internet wasn't really a thing back then either, okay? And once all that started happening, the increments of creating debt was just astonishing. You don't believe me? Go look at the debt. Go look at our debt ceiling that we have. How much is this country in debt, right? Now, once again, I love this country. I'm a U.S. veteran, all right? I love everybody. I love everything about this country and what we do, how we innovate and all that, okay? But as far as the banking system, that's where things are changing, okay? Some banking systems are good. Some banking systems are obviously have hurt people, right? That's just my opinion, my observation. Because once again, the Federal Reserve System is not a government entity. For some of you guys that are watching and did not know that, the Federal Reserve System is not a government entity. It is not governed by the United States. The Federal Reserve System is actually a private reserve system, meaning that it is controlled by the biggest banks in the United States. The biggest CEOs in these banks are the ones that sit at the table at the Federal Reserve System. Now, which banks those are, if you can find out, you let me know, because as far as all my research that I've done, no one knows who it is. But they're the ones that are creating money, which they call magic money. Federal Reserve's balance sheet is zero, okay? Because once again, in the 1970s, we stopped being backed by gold. Like, that's it, done. It was supposed to be temporary and all that. Now, because it's totally digital, should we worry about a hack? Do we know who created cryptocurrency? Okay, so check this out. All right, so Somebody asked right now, because it's totally digital, should we worry about a hack? Do we know who created the cryptocurrency? As far as a hack goes, the only place that you need to worry about your basically your digital currency being hacked is where you store it. Okay, where you store it. Now, with that said, how many stores, how many places have been hacked? Target, PlayStation, okay? Who else has been hacked? Wells Fargo, Experian. I mean, even Keller Williams has been hacked, right? You know, so that's because that's where we tend to store data. The difference with cryptocurrency is that you're in control of where you store your digital currency. So a lot of these hacks that have happened with cryptocurrency, it's been the exchange systems where people tend to leave their money, all right? So if, for example, cryptocurrency, you go to a car lot, you pick out your car, meaning a coin, all right? And they say, that's gonna be your car, here's the key. You have the key now, only you can take care of that car. Only you can turn on that car, right? Okay, bam, done. So you take that car key, and that's it. Now, if all of a sudden you say, hey, since the car's gonna stay here, I'm gonna go ahead and leave the key here. If somebody breaks into that car lot and takes all the keys, guess what? Now they own all those cars. You get where I'm going with this? Instead, you take the key home with you. That's what's known as a cold storage. Look, I can keep going on and on about this type of stuff, okay? So as far as should you be worried about a hack? Yes and no. Yes, if you're going to leave your money in an exchange system. Everyone, if you haven't educated yourself, please do on this. And I can sit down with you one-on-one, contact me one-on-one, we can sit down and we can go through this and I can go through every single step of the process. Okay, so to go back to what you were saying, who created crypto? Crypto was actually designed, or the idea of cryptocurrency started in the late 90s, okay, by a group of white hats, hackers, but they're like white hats working for the government and all that. Now, one of those individuals that was in that group, basically a group of friends always innovating, you know what I mean? It was a group of basically Steve Jobs and Bill Gates and, you know, Woz, you know, just a group of those individuals just innovating, coming up with the next best thing. One of those individuals, he was the one that came up with Bitgold, the idea of Bitgold. You know what was in the concept of Bitgold? You guys will never believe it, but I'm telling you guys right now, the concept of Bitgold, what they had in there was this right here. That little chip, the microchip, which was later sold, and then the Department of Defense picked it up because in 2006, when I had my military ID card, that chip was already on there. CIA's been using that chip as a identification system a very long time ago. So in that group, there was a gentleman by the alias of called Satoshi Naka. I can never say his last name, but Satoshi's his first name, okay? In 1998, there was a gentleman that created his own, that wanted to test the waters on creating a currency. You know, he wanted to test the waters on what would it be like to create a complete new currency. He was fed up basically with the Federal Reserve System, right? And he says, I'm going to create my own currency. So he came out with what was known as the Liberty Dollar. If you guys don't know what that is, look it up. Just Google Liberty Dollar and you'll find out all about it. This stuff was legit, like it was good. But because they knew who created it, the government was easy to go after him. And now the guy is awaiting a 22-year prison sentence that he's going to prison, right? Which really, really, really sucks, right? But Satoshi was inspired by his movement of what he ended up doing. And then next thing you know, all of his friends, he ended up going to each one of those and ended up taking bits and ideas of what they were coming up with in cryptocurrency in the 90s. And next thing you know, he wrote a 9-page paper on exactly what cryptocurrency should look like. The protocol, basically the protocol. If you don't know what a protocol is, it's basically a math formula of when certain aspect of things are happening, it's like it's only going to execute a certain way and then that is it. And once you create that protocol, you can't change it. You can only evolve it or make it better, but you can't change the original protocol. So it was completely ingenious on how he came about doing that. Needless to say though, That's who ended up coming up with the protocol. But now speculation states that Satoshi wasn't just a person; it was a group of individuals, which they're never going to admit who it is, so that way no one ever goes after them, because they learned of the 1998 incident when somebody tried to create a different currency. So what is the efficiency of building mining rigs right now? Look, as far as building a mining rig, it basically okay, so Bitcoin, what do you do with it? How do you get it? Essentially what it is when you buy Bitcoins, it doesn't leave the cryptocurrency world. It doesn't. That's the beauty of it. With this is, look, I have actual card hold cash, which right now, if I was to go take to a bank, they're going to make a copy of it. Why? Because they're going to create a debt, and so on and so on. With cryptocurrency, it never leaves what's known as the blockchain. It's called a ledger. All the money is in there. It's basically like I mentioned earlier. You go to a car lot, there's 1,000 cars in there. You buy one, and that one is a coin, and then you get the key for it, and only you can control that key. And it's all cryptoed to where no one else can access it. Only you have that. Now, once again, take that key and pretend that it's a credit card, pretend that it's your PIN number, pretend that it's all that. You got to keep it safe, because if somebody gets a hold of that, then you're SOL'd, that's it, done. And there's not a 1-800 number for you to call. So it's going to require that whoever invests in Bitcoin and ends up having Bitcoin currency, that you need to take that extra step of precaution. No different than what you already do on a daily basis by locking your cell phone, making sure you got the best, biometric or eye scanner or whatever on your phone set up, or anything like that. Like, it's nothing different, but you're just adding that one extra layer of security in the back of your head to remember, like, yo, I got to make sure people don't know about my shit. All right. That's just my opinion. That's what I'm doing. So, going back, the biggest update right now, it's Ripple. Ripple is going to be the number one, it's going to end up, it went from the 10th position to the 4th position in a matter of a week. And the reason why is because of the partnerships of people that have started to adapt with the Ripple protocol. Once again, Bitcoin was created a certain way, okay? And then people have taken that and they've evolved and innovated it and made it even better. Ripple has taken the Bitcoin protocol and made it even better. And now they have a system called RippleNet. RippleNet is what's quickly being adopted since 2013, okay, into multiple different type of systems. All right, it's become the most quickest and most efficient transfer system of currency in existence right now. It's nuts. So thereby, it's no doubt that Citibank, American Express, Uber, supposedly there's a couple of major malls that are picking it up, and now Coinbase that is going to want to adapt it to exchange it in the biggest exchange system in the US, which is Coinbase. So, and there's tons more. There's I think they have like 80 something different banks worldwide that are also using it. So it's no surprise that it's going to skyrocket. Like I said, within the last 48 hours, I've already doubled my investment into it. Once again, it's not for you to drink the Kool-Aid, it's to educate you. So this video is to educate you, okay? If you have any questions, ask them. I'm going to see them right here below. But needless to say, I'm telling you guys, if you're going to do this, be safe. And my tip to you today is that if you don't know where you want to invest, Ripple's the way to go, all right? So that's basically it. Where would you get Ripple? You would use the CEX.io database, all right, or the exchange system, and that's the name of the website, CEX.io. Now, some of you guys have asked me, well, what is it with that they have to verify me? They have to verify. They want a copy of my driver's license. They want a copy of this. Now, I know a lot of you guys are like, well, that's not very private. No, it is. It's securing you. It's protecting you, okay? Pay attention. It's protecting you. If I go take your credit card right now, I go steal it. Once again, credit cards, bank accounts, and everything is much easier to hack and steal. I go pickpocket your wallet right now and I take your credit card. And I go to CEX and I upload your credit card so that way I can buy cryptocurrency with it. They didn't ask me for any verification if I own that card, if it's me on that. So by them wanting your driver's license and wanting a copy of the card, they're matching the driver's license name with the title on the card. It's the exact same thing when you go open up a bank account. They want to see your ID. They want a social security card. They want to make sure that you are the one that is opening up that account and it's not somebody else, not a fake account. Okay? So understand the concept behind that, because these exchange companies, if all of a sudden they're just allowing, criminals to go in there and use fake credit cards and fake IDs and all this other stuff and everything, and they're not doing anything about it, no one is going to want to use them, and then that business is going to tank. So they have a compliance officer, just like every corporation has. They have a compliance officer. So CEX is probably one of the best and secure systems that I can say that I've been using. Same thing as Coinbase. Coinbase is pretty cool. It's pretty awesome. So I recommend using Coinbase to get started, to kind of get an understanding. If not, if you want to know more, contact me. Let's Skype, let's Facebook, chat, whatever. I can definitely help you in getting you to where you want to be if you want to get into cryptocurrency. I'm going to be hosting a class tomorrow here at the Keller Williams Sacramento office at 12:30 to 1:30 to go more in depth for an hour of exactly, how cryptocurrency, what it is, how it got started, how do you get it, and how it's used. Because for us in real estate, a lot of my friends on Facebook are real estate agents. People are buying houses with Bitcoin. So you need to educate yourself on what it is and how to do that. How did you double your investment in the last 48 hours? Bitcoin and Litecoin have been dropped since Tuesday morning. Because I have Litecoin and I have Bitcoin. I invested in XRP. I bought XRP less than 48 hours ago for 24 cents a coin. I bought a lot of volume in XRP, and now it's at 94 cents on CEX.io's trading exchange system. So I've already more than doubled. Yeah, I've already more than doubled my my money on XRP. So because right now it's 24. I bought it for 24 cents. Now it's 94 cents. So you do the math. And yeah, huge increase over the weekend for Litecoin, declined since. Yes, Litecoin actually I think I'm still doubled on Litecoin, because last I checked, Litecoin was like 280 or something like that, 280, and then it's dropped to down to 220. And I bought Litecoin 3 weeks ago for less than $100 a pop. So I'm still doubled on Litecoin on everything, and I have I'm not gonna say how many coins I have. On XRP and Litecoin, I have quite a substantial. On Bitcoin, not so many, because it's what I've been using to trade and buy some other ones. Because Bitcoin is starting to kind of do one of these, kind of starting to find its price point of where it's going to stay at, while everything else is still increasing. So hopefully that answered your question. So XRP is what I've been messing with for the last 48 hours, and I've been keeping tracks on it for the last couple of months. And then it's just, all of a sudden it's just spiked. It went from the 100th position to the top 10, and now it's number 4 over, and just in the last 24 hours. So hopefully that answers your question. So going back, tomorrow class, 12:30 to 1:30 p.m. here at the Keller Williams Sac Metro office. You can Google that, Keller Williams Sac Metro office. It's on Truxell. Yeah, no, I wasn't referring to Bitcoin and Litecoin. I'm referring right now to XRP, which is Ripple. That is what the big phenomenon that's happening right now, because tomorrow's a big announcement from XRP is going to really take a lot of people by storm. It's going to make an increase. So if anybody right now that's already invested in Bitcoin or Litecoin or anything like that, and they want to see where they want to move their money or what else they should invest in, XRP is the way to go, because I can tell you right now that based on the information and everything that I've been doing, it's same, you bought Litecoin at $65. That's good. That's good. You're still up. Even though it's going down, you're still up. You've more than doubled your money. I think I bought Litecoin at 98 bucks or something like that a coin. And, so we're still doing pretty good. We could have sold when it peaked up, but the thing is that it's going to keep going up. Ethereum is going to hit 1,000, and I didn't invest in Ethereum, but Ethereum's going to hit 1,000. So once again, it's almost like you're trading like a stock trader, but it's currency, and it's cryptocurrency. It's cryptocurrency that's going to get adopted in the United States. Okay, in Europe and in Japan, it's already been adopted, guys. I need you guys to understand that. In Japan, it's the normal. It's normal for you to go to a restaurant and order a hamburger or some sushi or whatever and pay with Bitcoin. If so, you know how we see homeless people with signs, right, and everything, and or you go to a subway station and there's people that are playing alto sax and everything, and they have their where you play and you pay them and everything, and you donate money to them, right? In Japan and in Europe, people have Bitcoin little signs. Donate to this. Like, it's crazy how ahead they are because what they believe cryptocurrency already is for them. Now we just kind of got to get on that. So in history, we're not the creators of this. We are going to be the bandwagoners adapting to something that's becoming international. So bubble, don't think so. No, it's not at all. If there's a bubble, it's the debt bubble that this country has had. And you know what? That's not even me speculating that. That's been something that, as a real estate professional and, playing in the stock market for lots of years as well, the debt bubble that the country has is going to be the first one to go that a lot of people have mentioned. And other than that, that's it. That's my tip for today. Reiterate, let's summarize for those who are skipping to the very end. If you want to invest in something, Ripple is the one to go. Why? It's being adopted by major banks in the United States as their exchange, their money exchange system protocol, using cryptocurrency to exchange from one location to another. All right. So that's where we're going with that. Tomorrow's big announcement might be that they're adapting it to Coinbase. If it gets adapted to Coinbase, everybody that's on Coinbase, which is the simplest platform to use, is going to freaking create a volatile system on Ripple, which for those who buy right now, to the moon, okay? And my class tomorrow, 12:30, 1:30 p.m. here, Keller Williams, Sac Metro, in the training room for an hour. I'm going to go more in depth in this, and then afterwards, if you want to know more, you can't make it to my class, feel free, give me a call or shoot me a message, post a comment on this video, and let me know what I can do to help you understand cryptocurrency better, so that way as a real estate professional, as a personnel, as a business, you guys understand what's happening, what's going to start happening, and that way you can stay ahead of the curve. Always stay ahead of the curve. Don't be the first one in, don't be the last one in, be right in the middle. This is where we're at. We're right in the middle. Let's do this. All right? So with that said, thank you so much, everybody, for watching. Castle, Tony, everybody else that asked those awesome questions. Hopefully I answered them. For those of you who are tuning in right now, feel free, skip through the whole entire video and kind of see where the most feedback was happening. And once again, you want me to talk to you? Let me know. All right? Have a great day, y'all.